human Ladiocytes. This is Latios Azurill, and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Shuffle. So, let's begin. Last time, we took on Diancie, and we went after Abomasnow, or at least Mega Abomasnow, in the, I guess, Mega competition. And we did the Diancie escalation battle, more or less. Unfortunately, due to some technical difficulties, I couldn't really record I couldn't record Stage 50, so I did it on a different 3DS, so that was an unofficial one-stage partial episode. But this time we're going to go after Diancie at stage level 100. So, apparently it's a pretty tough stage. So, I'm going to use the +5 moves and Disruption Delay, and apparently it was recommended to use the attack power, so I'm going to use that as well, just to be safe, since I'm already using my my free stuff. I don't feel like wasting everything, because it only costs more coins in the end. However, on top of this, one of the cool things that was going on was, I think I've said this before, but in stages 10 and 20, after completing each of those, you get 5 hearts, so collectively 10 hearts. That's why I got so many residual hearts since last time. As well as in the stages 21 to 30, you can get up to 300 extra coins, because there are 4 coins on the field as the initial disruption, which is quite convenient, if I may say so, because that way you can get 3,000 coins from those 10 stages. And 3,000 coins is basically that attack power. So, I mean, it basically, and they also in stages 30 and 40 give you the +5 moves and Disruption Delay. You can probably beat stage 50 with the Disruption Delay and a +5 moves, so you don't have to spend any coins in the process of doing that, so you get your Diancie and your 10 residual hearts. That said, let's do this. I am going to be using Mega Gengar here, because it'll get out of the way, and Muck and Cobalion are pretty good with Power 4 Plus. Power 4 Plus is one of my favorite abilities in the, well, skills in this game, because you can usually access it, and it's a lot more reliable in crowd control. Or at least, if you can get a 4 in a row, it can be more reliable in crowd control, that is. Because crowd control, especially with Meowth grinding, with crowd control it can trigger at the worst possible time, and suddenly you lose all your... you basically accidentally win. So that we're going to Mega Evolution off on Gengar, and that is kind of nice indeed. Alright. Let's... There's really no Dialga to go for here, so I'm just going to do... Yeah, that didn't happen. But so far, that's the first Power of 4 Plus we didn't trigger that we went for, so I can't complain too much. This shouldn't be too bad, considering we are using the attack power up. With an attack power, this stage I can't imagine being too difficult, because I would think it would probably be close if we didn't, although I think we might. I don't know, we probably would be able to win this, to be honest, without the attack power. But as I said, I was just trying to be safe. I'd rather be safe than sorry when it comes to using coins. Plus, with the Weekend Meowth coming up, I can spend a few coins without having too many problems. So, and let's finish it off with the Cobalion. So with that, we probably could have done this without the attack power. However, the Disruption Delay would have worn off at some point. You probably would have had a similar disruption to stage 50. But with that, we are going to be getting a nice little jewel right there. Unfortunately, it's not a Mega Speed Up quite yet. I don't know why they decided to make it a jewel at stage 100, but they did. So, take it for what it is, I suppose. Alright. So, also, it looks like Mega Abomasnow is still here, as you can see. So it was recommended by Dominique Walls to see a Mega Abomasnow attempt with a Mega Blaziken team. So, I'm going to try that. Here's the deal with that, though. A lot of times, I'm not a huge fan of using Mega Blaziken-like teams in time stages. Mostly because what happens is, when you're being timed, the combos aren't as helpful. When you can get a board wipe, it's going to keep you from continuing your, I guess, your comboing. So, you know, I'm going to use Reshiram, and I'm going to use Ho-Oh. So let's try this Mega Abomasnow. Let's do this. I'm going to do this item list because there's really no reason to. Now the thing is, because there is Doublade on the field, it's going to be a bit of a stretch, but there are no Blaziken, it looks like. That kind of is unfortunate. Alright, there's the Mega Blaziken. We're gonna get the Mega Evolution off, but my concern is how much is it really gonna help? Is it... because we're gonna have to get more Blaziken on the field before... we're gonna get the power of 5 plus off, which is really nice, but there aren't enough Blaziken for us to actually do some damage, and I don't... I'd go for the Pyre here, but my concern is... yeah, there's too many Doublade on here that we can't change. So if you're gonna try to go for like the board on the board wipe or board clear method for this kind of place, I think Gengar would probably be more helpful. So yeah. For Mega Blaziken, it's not bad, but you definitely could do a little better with stuff like probably Lucario to just get rid of those ice barriers. That would probably be more helpful. Also, Victini's here! Hooray! This week it's also there on mobile. So, go after your Victini then, if you are so inclined. Alright, you know what? Let's go for who could use some experience. You know what, since the Mega Abomasnow competition is going on, maybe Abomasnow should have some experience, since I've never used Abomasnow before. Also, I'll use the, Unova, what is it, the Towel Trio? Why not? Also, just because I usually use the experience, I always use the experience, but I usually use +5 moves here, if I'm not using anything super effective, just to be on the safe side, because I don't feel like not getting all that experience from Victini. It's only 800 coins anyway. So, let's do this! Let's do this! 7 moves to do this? I think we can do it, alright. So far, this isn't looking too great, but you know, whatever. Getting that hitting streak off. So far I've only been going for Abomasnow. Not intentionally, just... that's what I happen to have to go for. Alright. If I could break these rocks, that would be most convenient. Quite convenient indeed. Alright, let's go for the Kyurem there with the Zekrom. That's a decent-ish combo. Alright. Good thing I went for that +5 moves here, must say. Alright, let's... do this. And... Reshiram can break that stuff. Yeah, we're in fairly good shape, I'd say. Actually, we're not, but... I like to pretend we are. Yeah, we're good. There we go. So with that, we're going to take down Victini. Good thing I went for that +5 moves. I probably could have beaten it a lot easier, but I wanted our Pokemon to at least to each of them get some experience, if possible. Since it all depends on who's used the most. So Abomasnow is probably going to get to like level 5 from that. Yep. No, level 6. Wow, okay. Okay, that just happened. That definitely just happened. Went from never used to level 6. Wow. Alright, might as well check in. Get some of those coins back, perhaps. Alright, there we go. 500 coins. Thank you very much. Well, now that that's all settled, time for us to use some lesser used Pokemon, because I've apparently been doing that lately with Ampharos. Go figure. But you know what? First of all, I do want to use Mega Diancie because we haven't used that yet. And why not? Of course, it's going to be a little bit less fun because its ability isn't going to help out with the disruptions. It's a shame it takes so long to Mega Evolve, and with Ampharos it doesn't actually help too much late in the game. Alright, you know what? Let's also use... Who don't we use very often? We don't use... You know what? I haven't used Crobat that much. I'm gonna need a ground type that I don't use very often. You know what? I want the Mega Evolution to happen quicker, so I'm gonna use Sylveon. And let's see, is there a ground type that I don't use very often? I mean, there's Gliscor, but I've used Gliscor before, lately-ish. There's Camerupt, but it... I've used Camerupt a bit. Hippowdon, and... You know what? Marowak, you're in. Marowak, you're in. Let's do this. Here we go. 50 moves to do this, and alright. Sylveon, give me that Mega Boost. I said give me the Mega Boost. Pardon, give me the Mega Boost, don't you understand? Alright. Sometimes you just don't get the Mega Boost, what can I say? Alright, well, can we get a Poisonous Mist? No? Okay. I'm just not getting any luck here with this stuff. Oh, there's the Poisonous Mist. There's the Poisonous Mist. That just happened. I'm afraid to go for the Diancie because I don't want to get rid of all the barriers. I know that sounds really stupid, but there's a reason for that. Alright, let's... Well, I think we're gonna get the Mega Evolution off soon, then. Alright, let's do this. We're gonna get the damage streak off, and there's the Mega Evolution Diancie. It just mirrors Diancie's sprite very similar to the... Well, Mega Diancie very similar to Diancie, only... I guess for Valentine's Day, that little, diamond thing at the top is shaped like a heart. Whatever. So that's what Diancie does. It gets rid of up to 10 barrier-filled Pokemon. With Ampharos, it's a little less helpful than it sounds. Actually, quite a bit less helpful than it sounds, because it helps out in the beginning, but a little less when you consider Diancie has Barrier Bash. I'm sorry, Barrier Bash Plus. When you have Barrier Bash Plus before you Mega Evolve, then you can pretty much get rid of all those barriers in the beginning, before you ever even Mega Evolve. And since the only way you can get the Mega Evolution off without using a Mega Start is by, you guessed it, matching Diancie, you're inevitably going to be triggering some of those Barrier Bash Pluses a lot easier before you Mega Evolve. So they'll probably be gone by that time. Now they can be really helpful, I think, against potentially even Roserade. I'm thinking that if you can get the Mega Evolution off, Mega Diancie will be really good against Roserade, I would think. But then again, if you're using items, because it would take forever to Mega Evolve, and by then it might be too late, you might as well just use something like Charizard or Blaziken or something. So, I don't know, Mega Diancie seems like a mixed bag to me. I don't mind the ability, it's definitely something interesting, it definitely makes sense considering what non-Mega Evolved Diancie does. And considering it's, I guess, the barriers are similar to the, to Diamonds, Jewels, stuff like that, it makes sense for Diancie to have that. And definitely it's something different that no other, Mega Evolution thus far has. So, I can't complain about that. I cannot complain. But Mega Diancie doesn't hit really any harder than Diancie does, so that's one of my other issues with that, so... Really, Diancie isn't the most useful Mega Evolution of all. I'm sorry to say. But still, it's cool to have. Still definitely cool to have. So... I really can't complain. At least not for it. Especially considering it's not like you have to have nor use Diancie, so it's not like it's Mega Diancie, so I can't bash on it too much. All I can say is it's definitely something interesting. It can help you out in some situations where there's a lot of barriers, and it's another Fairy-type Mega Evolution, so can't complain about that now if Gardevoir either you didn't get yet or it's not as helpful for whatever reason. With that, Crobat is going to go to level 2. That is kind of nice. But Mega Diancie does have a cool effect. I cannot argue with that. But it might not necessarily be the most useful one in the entire game. That said, let's take a commenter suggestion. Joey15811 suggested using Mega Garchomp, Squirtle, Shinx, and Staraptor. Alright. I would be happy to do that. Garchomp. Alright. So, Squirtle, Shinx, and Staraptor, that's gonna be way down the line. I know, like, I could use the scroll method, or, like, reverse everything, but... whatever. I'm just as happy to just scroll the old-fashioned way. By old-fashioned way, I mean whatever way doesn't work. That pretty much makes sense. So, let's do this! Let's do this! Alright. We're using Pokemon that I don't really think I've used. Well, that's what you live and learn. Experience is everything. Granted, not as much experience as from Victini, but hey, can't complain. Alright, let's do this. I have used Squirtle a long time ago, when Squirtle was one of the few things I had, but I am more than happy to give Squirtle another go. And why am I not breaking anything? Alright, you know what? Time for you to start trying to Mega Evolve, okay, Garchomp? Power 4! Not gonna do very much, but hey, you know, whatever. Okay. Let's stabilize. We're not gonna get a Stabilize Plus off. Wow, okay. That is unfortunate, but we're close to Mega Evolving now, so there we go. There's the Mega Evolution. Now we can have some real fun. And by fun, I mean hopefully you get more damage down. Somehow I don't think it's gonna... There's a Stabilize Plus. That's what I like seeing. Good job, Staraptor. Alright. Using some cool Pokemon here that we don't use very often, that's always nice. Okay. Let's keep this up. I mean, I think that with Mega Garchomp you can probably do practically anything in the Ampharos stage, so... I mean, I can't really look down on this too much. I mean, we're already doing about half, in about half of its health, and we still have like half of our moves left, so... Hey. Alright, let's go for Squirtle there. Garchomp, this is on you now. Okay. Well, let's do this. And I think we pretty much have this without too many problems. I mean, we're not doing too much damage per Pokemon, but, well, per move. But overall, on average, Garchomp is doing enough to make up for it, I suppose. Okay, let's do this. Combo-wise, we're not getting the most combos in the world, but... Oh, Ampharos, good job comboing on yourself. Going with that Flaffy Disruption. Alright, let's do this. Now we can go for 4 Garchomps. And that'll do some serious damage to you. And a nice little combo on top of that. I mean, these combos aren't really doing too much. I mean, it makes sense, though, that they're not, because these Pokemon aren't... Well, they're just not doing very much damage. Most of the damage comes from Garchomp. So I am going to not be using... Okay, I guess that's it. I was going to try to take it down using everything but Garchomp, but, you know. Combos happen. Combos into Garchomp definitely happen, so that is going to get us the victory. And that was actually kind of fun, using some Pokemon that I would never really think to use, but... These are some really cool Pokemon, though. I cannot complain about using them. So Squirtle, Shinx, and Staraptor are... I can honestly say I woke up today and I didn't think I was going to be using these Pokemon in Shuffle, but hey, you know, things happen. Things definitely happen, and that was kind of fun. So guys, if you have any suggestions of teams to use, by all means, please tell me. If there are 3 Pokemon that you think will not do too much damage, I'm probably going to be using Mega Garchomp with them, so I actually have a chance of actually winning, because Mega Garchomp is probably overkill. If you had Mega Garchomp and Mareep, Flaaffy, and Ampharos, you could probably still manage to win this stage. Just saying. That said, actually, with using Flaaffy, it'd probably be in better shape because it would have more combo potential into itself. But that's besides the point. This is really fun, so if any of you guys who have more suggestions when there's not new main stages and stuff going on that for me to do, I'm always happy to be doing some of these stages with lesser used Pokemon and whatever, because a lot of times these main stages I tend to use Pokemon that are a lot more overused, I guess, because they just happen to be the ones I have at the higher levels, that have more attack power, that more useful abilities, more or less skills or abilities, more or less, that I tend to use a lot of it, like Power 4 plus Pokemon, and crowd control, and block smash if necessary, or barrier bash. Whatever seems to be tailored for that stage, but a lot of these skills don't end up getting too much use. I don't usually use stabilized Pokemon that often, and definitely not very many, I guess I should say Little Cup Pokemon. They don't get used very much because, well, when their evolutions have higher attack powers in most cases, except in the case of Porygon 2 and Scyther. But then again, they still have their uses, so, hey. So if you guys have any suggestions for me to be using, by all means, feel free to suggest away. I am happy to take your suggestions and let your ideas of teams come to fruition. That said, thank you for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time with more content in Pokemon Shuffle. Goodbye!